up next, we're going to have Lori Peters of Skillet, formerly of Skillet. But before we do that, we're going to have her little drum solo happen right now, and she's going to kill it. Check this out, guys. Enjoy. We'll see you on the other side with Lori.
What you got, what you want, what you
Hey guys, welcome back, man. That was Lori Peters, and we're so excited to have her. She's formerly of Skillet. Let's bring her on the screen right now. Lori Peters is in the house. Lori, come on. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up?
I'm good. How are you doing, man?
Awesome. I'm ready to rock.
Man, and
I'm thankful to be here.
yeah, dude, we're thankful to have you. And today's show, we have so many guests today, so we're gonna be rolling pretty quick. But I do want to remind people that if they do have any questions, to please pop them into the comments below, and we'll try to get to as many questions as we can today. But Lori, the main purpose we wanted to have you on for was because you yourself are a breast cancer survivor. Not only are you a rock star drummer, played with Skillet, you're still doing a lot of recording at home in the studio and things like that, but you're a breast cancer survivor. And we would love it if you could take us a little bit down your journey of going through breast cancer, how you found out you had breast cancer, and just kind of let everybody know what all you went through.
Yeah, so 2018 was when I was diagnosed, and it was pretty straightforward. Thankfully, I didn't have to do a whole lot of crazy chemo and that kind of stuff, but still devastating news nonetheless. But I felt a lump, and I felt something was wrong. I knew it was there. I knew it wasn't right, and so I did all, I had my mammograms on a regular basis, and I actually had only had one previous mammogram to go off of, so I was thankful for that. But just kept kind of jumping through the hoops. You have an MRI, have a biopsy, a couple different types of biopsies, and actually the first time it was not found. It was not. They were like, no, you're good, and I was just like, this is just not right. And I was having a few other symptoms, and I finally went up to
what were some of the symptoms, just so people can be aware, people watching, if they have symptoms, sharing that'd be helpful. Like I know, like, one of the people we've had on one time, people don't think about it, but you can sometimes breast cancer shows like visibly, like you see changes to your breasts and whatnot. I mean, if you feel comfortable explaining the symptoms.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're here. So
yeah, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, she's like, I'm ready to throw it out there. It's gonna go out.
Well, there was probably like a golf ball size section on the side of my breast that was very dense, very hard to the touch, and I couldn't even sleep on my side. It was painful enough. And then periodically I'd get like a clear discharge, and sometimes it can be different colors, or mine was very clear. But I was like, all right, this isn't right either. I haven't had any children, I haven't ever, I've never breastfed, like I have, those types of things. I'm like, this is really weird for me. Like, why is this happening? And
well, and that's a good point about not having children. I'm gonna always interject when I realize something. You know how I am. It's like we talked a million times. You're like, shut up, April, just say what you have to say. But yeah, I mean, a risk factor, people don't realize this, but a risk factor for breast cancer is not having had kids. And there's something that happens when you have children that does something with your hormones that makes you less likely to get breast cancer than someone who's never had children. So that's important to point out. I've never had children either, and so people who haven't had children, women who haven't had children, should realize or know that they have a higher risk for breast cancer, it's pretty crazy, right? It's not something you think about.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known that, and I probably really didn't even realize until you just said it. I mean, when you're going through this journey, there's so much information, like,
oh my gosh,
thrown at you.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm sure somebody said that along the way, but yeah. So I had a few different biopsies, and then I think it was really me pressing on and getting to the bottom of it, and just taking in all the information, and really trusting the doctors, trusting my sister and my close friends. I'm kind of bouncing things off of, asking my husband, what do you think, all those things. And for me, the best option after that, I finally got diagnosed. It was thankfully stage 0, but still had to have a mastectomy.
Yeah,
that was the best option for me. I didn't have to have any further chemo or anything like that, because it was still contained within the the duct of the breast.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean that's a scary diagnosis, and it's so cool though you didn't have to go through chemo or radiation or anything like that. But just so everybody knows, if they missed it, this just happened to you a couple of years ago. You just had an anniversary pass by, didn't you?
Yep. I mean, every October, it's like clockwork, or it's going to be a good reminder because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I was diagnosed in August, had my mastectomy in September, and then I had to have another on October 1st. I had to have another surgery.
Right. Wow.
So it's 2 years now.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, you and I both have anniversaries related to our breast cancer in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is bizarre. Like, it's weird.
It is.
It feels so weird when that happens. I was actually diagnosed October 26th in 2010. And so every year when that comes around, I'm like, well, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's going to be the great reminder that it's happening. Well, How did going through breast cancer affect your drumming? Like, were you able to drum? Did you just take a complete break?
Yeah, I needed time to just chill because after my surgery, my wound wouldn't heal, which I don't know if that's common or whatever, but for whatever reason, my skin wouldn't heal right away. So I had to have hyperbaric treatments, which I had never heard about, but it's breathing high amounts of oxygen under pressure, which promotes healing. And I had to do 20 treatments of that, I believe. And then, so I don't know if my wound ended up being larger than it was supposed to be. I don't really know, but so they had to open me up again. I was going to reconstruct. And then after all this happened, I was like, forget it. Yeah. Get the expander out of there. I'm done.
Yeah. And the hyperbolic treatment that you had, or is it hyperbaric or hyperbolic?
Hyperbaric.
Hyperbaric treatment that you had. I've seen pictures of that, and that in and of itself looks terrifying. It's crazy because we've talked about this a few times. When you go through breast cancer, it seems like almost everybody I've talked to has had some kind of side thing happen that was bizarre. Like, we've talked about that I had my lung punctured by the port, and you had this happen where your wound wouldn't heal. And so it was like a side thing. It was an effect of something going through breast cancer, but it wasn't the breast cancer itself that caused that problem. But that hyperbaric treatment, that looked so scary. Was it scary?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the worst part of it. I mean, obviously losing a breast was very traumatic. But then having this on top of it, like an extra couple weeks in the hospital, you go into this chamber, which is kind of like, you feel like you're in like the space shuttle. It's all metal and all these different instruments, and because they have to change the pressure of the chamber, and it can affect your ears. Like, one of the side effects is it can blow your ears.
Oh my gosh. Like it could blow your eardrums out or something?
Yep.
Like from the pressure. Yep. So how do they prevent like that from happening? Oh my, I saw that picture. Like you had that picture that you posted, I think this week, where you have this thing around your head with all these tubes going into it. And is that part of protecting your hearing and all that stuff, or?
Well, it's kind of like being an astronaut, where you have to put the helmet on, and then it seals really tight around your neck, and then the oxygen tubes are going in, so you're breathing like high levels of pure oxygen for 2 hours at a time.
And then, like, in the room itself, there's no oxygen happening?
There's a nurse in there at all times, and they don't have to have the helmet on, but it's like going up in an airplane.
Wow.
Also, yeah.
That's so freaky. Anyway, I interrupted us talking about your drumming and how that affected your drumming.
Yeah, so I had normal physical therapy for 3 times a week for a few months. I couldn't lift my arm higher than 90 degrees for a while, and I was kind of you're kind of getting used to how everything feels again, so I was kind of fearful to put my arm all the way up over my head, but they work with you, and you get to that point, and then I felt comfortable enough to start playing the drums again.
Yeah. So how long between like the point of your surgery and drumming do you think it was?
I took it really easy, so I waited a few months.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart. I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry. I remember when I went through it, I just was like, okay, I'm stopping everything. And so from October 26th until I think it was April or May of 2011, I didn't play at all. So it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You know, another thing we always talk about, Lori, is kind of like, it feels like going through breast cancer, you always have something that good that has come out of it. Can you tell us something good that has come out of going through breast cancer?
Definitely. Well, I'm alive.
That's a good
That's
one.
the
Yeah.
biggest thing. But just the support that I've had from my family and close friends, just helping me through it. And then, I mean, I didn't really, I didn't know what to expect through all of this. Like, obviously, I've never been through it, and I've seen other people go through cancer, and I see what that does to them. But it's different when it's your own journey. And um, to be honest, April, the I didn't want to talk about my breast cancer. I was embarrassed. I was fearful. I mean, my mom had just passed away from a different kind of cancer the year before.
Gosh.
My sister has currently, she's had cancer for a long time, a form of uterine cancer,
Right.
and she's been doing great. Um, but honestly, I didn't want to talk about it. And until Michelle Graves and you came along, and I found out that breast cancer can stick it
Was a
what
thing.
what it is.
Right.
And here I am talking on Facebook Live about it. And last year, a year after my surgery, I'm out in Dallas playing and talking about it. I didn't want Skillet fans to know. I didn't want to talk about it. I was just like, this is embarrassing.
Oh.
Like, who wants to lose a breast? And so the biggest positive for me has been you and this
Oh.
foundation.
Well, thank you, Lori. I didn't expect you to say that. Thank you very much, man. That means the world to me. And just know that by being open about it, I know that you're reaching so many people and you're inspiring so many people and giving so many people hope, and that's the big thing. People going through breast cancer, it's
Yeah.
really scary. And so when they can see someone like you who's been through it and come out stronger on the other side, and yeah, you were at our Drummathon 2019 last year, ripping it up, man, just slaying like you did just moments ago on the screen, and just a huge inspiration. And I'm sorry that our time is so short today. We've got so many guests. I've got 2 people waiting in the waiting room right now, ready to go, and so I'm really glad that we had this time to touch base and share your story with everybody out there on Facebook Live. And, I'm sure we'll have you back. You've been on the beat a time or two, and I'd love to have you back on the beat again if you're up for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Very cool. Well, girl, thank you so much for joining today. You're such a rock star. It means the world to me. And, man, you've got some great stuff also in our auction. So if anybody wants to pick up any signed autographed Skillet items, they're in our auction, drummathon.org/auction. You can pick that up today. Bidding stops at 9 p.m., so bid till 9 p.m. Central Time tonight. But Lori, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad you're doing well, and I can't wait to see you in person again, okay?
Yeah, love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you too, girl. Take care.
All right, later.
See you later. All right, guys, that was Lori Peters. She is awesome. Now, we've got some drums.